In this video, I'll show you how to program a new key for your Jeep vehicle using this simple key kit. This particular simple key works for a variety of models from Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, but today we will just be going over the Jeep vehicles listed on the back here. You can see that's the Commander 2006 to 2009, Compass 07 to 17, Grand Cherokee 05 to 07, Liberty 08 to 12, Wrangler 07 to 18. If you are looking for a Jeep that is not listed here on the back, we should have another video for you on this channel. And there are also videos for these Chrysler and Dodge vehicles listed. That is a separate video because the process is a little bit different. And if you're looking for a different make entirely, just go check out our channel. We should have you covered. There are tons of these simple keys that match up with almost every make and model out there. So let's just get this started. This is a quick and easy process. It'll save you a ton of money compared to doing it at the dealership. So inside we have the easy installer, a new key that we will be programming, and the user guide. The first thing you want to do is check the seal on the easy installer. This is actually a part that we will plug into your car in a little bit. If this says void or it is missing or damaged, you'll want to take this whole thing back to the retailer where you got it and get yourself a new one, because if this is removed, it has probably been used on another car, and once you use it on a vehicle, it will be paired with that vehicle and it will not work with other vehicles. So make sure that that is good to go. You will need to get this physical key cut before you start the process. You can do that at your local hardware store. And you will need to have your working key, the one that you currently use with your vehicle, with you to get this done. And one more thing worth mentioning is that your new key will only have the functions that your old key had. So as you can see, I have the same key over here, but it doesn't have the trunk button. If this is the key I currently use with my vehicle, I can still program this new key, but this button won't work. That's just how it goes. You can't add new functions to your key in this process. Now, the first step is activating our new key fob. Go ahead and look on screen now. I will show you a chart with all of the different activation codes. Just find the key fob, the picture of the key fob that you currently use, and look down that column and make sure that the model and year of your vehicle is there, and reference that activation code right there. Just write it down or remember it. It's just a 3-digit code. And then we can move on to punch that into your new key. Now I'm going to show you another image here. If you use the 3-button key fob pictured in the bottom right, and your vehicle's model and year is listed there at the top, you'll want to flip your key over to the back, the original working key that you have, and check the FCC ID. If the FCC ID matches the one on screen, you'll want to forget the code that you saw on the previous image and use the code 233. This only applies to those of you that have the 3-button key fob and the models and years listed on this image. Okay, now I'll show you how to get this done. What we want to do is take our new key and first press lock and panic simultaneously. This light will come on and stay on, which means we can now punch in our activation code. I will show you 231. So I'll put in the first digit with the lock button, second panic, and third unlock. Press twice for 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1. So now I've punched in 231. I will press lock and panic once again, and this light should blink back our code. 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, 3, pause, 1. So that means you're good to go on to the next step. But if, for example, you try to punch in your code and you see this blinking, that just means that it's not recognizing the code. You can keep trying this process until it works. There's no problem if you have to try many times. But once we move on to the next step, which is pairing, you will never want to try to activate your key again, because that will cause it not to work. So let me just show you one more time. This time I'll show you 233. Twice on the lock button, 3 times on panic, 3 times on unlock, and now simultaneously lock and panic. 1, 2, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Once you have that punched in, you can move on to the next step. So grab your Easy Installer, your new key, your old key, the one that works with your vehicle, your user guide, and go ahead and hop in your vehicle. The first thing we want to do is locate the OBD port. You can see on screen an image of an OBD port. That's what it looks like. It's usually under the dash, almost down at the level of the pedals. So go check under there, see if you can find it. If not, check your owner's manual that comes with your car, and that information should be in there. Once you have that located, take everything that I just mentioned, get in the vehicle, close all of the doors, make sure the car is off, in park, and put your hazard lights on. Now we'll set the dial position of the Easy Installer. So come over here and set your dial position to 1. If it's on 1, just leave it there. If not, set it to 1. All of the models and years for this particular simple key use 1, so don't worry about it. The only exception there is those that have a Jeep Grand Cherokee. You'll want to try the pairing process that I'm about to show you with the dial position on 1 first. And if that doesn't work, you'll set it to 2. And I'll talk more on that in a little bit. But once you have this set to 1, you can take your original working key, insert it in, turn the vehicle on, start the engine. You can come over now, remove the seal on your Easy Installer. Just tear that off and insert it into the OBD port. Once this is plugged in, we'll have about 5 minutes to work before the computer of your vehicle times out. The whole process will just take you a minute, but it's just good to be aware that you'll need to work at a steady pace to get this done. If you wait longer than 5 minutes, this will start to beep, and you'll just need to unplug it and start this process again. So once you plug that in, it's go time, and you have to follow these next steps carefully. Once the Easy Installer is plugged into the OBD port, all you'll want to do is wait up to 8 seconds and listen for 3 quick beeps, which sounds like this. That means that your vehicle has recognized that we're starting the pairing process, and you can move on to the next step. If you hear a different type of beeping sound, then you'll want to skip ahead to the end of the video where I go over the errors that you can run into and how to fix them. Once you've heard the 3 beeps, you can now turn off your vehicle, remove the old key, insert your new key into the ignition, and turn it to the on or run position. Do not start the engine. You'll want to turn it to the final position before starting the engine. Now look over here in the Easy Installer. There's a button right up on top. Press that once. Once you've pressed it, wait up to 8 seconds and listen for 3 quick beeps, which again sounds like this. Once you've heard that, you are pretty much finished. All you want to do is remove the new key, take it out, no key in the ignition, vehicle off, and press this button one more time. You should hear a chime sound coming from the Easy Installer, which sounds like this. And if you hear that, that means you're finished and your new key is paired to your vehicle. And you'll just want to unplug this from the OBD port and go ahead and test your keys. Your new and your old key should both work. They will both be paired with your vehicle. And you can actually continue this process to pair a total of 8 keys to your vehicle. So if you had another new key cut and ready to go that you wanted to pair with your vehicle, you can use the same Easy Installer and just follow the process that I just showed you again for a total of 8 keys. Now I will quickly go over some of the errors that you can run into. All of this information is available in your user guide. It starts over on page 11. So if the Easy Installer beeps 8 times after pushing the button to initiate the pairing process, that means that 8 keys have already been paired to your vehicle, and you will not be able to pair another. As I mentioned, there's a maximum of 8 keys that you can have paired to your vehicle, and so this will not work. And their solution is to contact them at their customer service number, which you can see right there. And also, I just want to point out that over on page 13, you can find their customer service number. It's asking here, can I use the easy installer? The same easy installer on other vehicles? No, you cannot. Once you plug this in, it will be paired to your vehicle and it will not work on other vehicles. If the easy installer sounds 2 or 3 beeps at 1 second intervals 3 times and then beeps continuously, this could mean there are 2 different errors there. So the 2 beeps means that the device has already been used on another vehicle, just another way of saying that it will not work. And if you're hearing 3 distinct beeps at 1 second intervals, this means that your working key, your old key that's currently paired to your vehicle, is not present. It needs to be close by in the car with you so that it can detect the key and you can continue with the process. So just go ahead and grab your key and make sure that it is close by. Here it says simply the new key won't pair to my car. Usually the error is that it is an incorrect dial position. So all of the models and years for Jeep use the dial position 1 except for the Grand Cherokee, which should work with 1. But if it doesn't, you'll want to switch this over to 2 and start the pairing process from 0. So turn off your vehicle, remove all of the keys, close your doors, put it in park, hazard lights on, and start the pairing process again with dial position 2, and that should get you sorted out. The easy installer was unplugged during the pairing process. What do you do? Well, it's no problem. You'll just need to start the pairing process again. You can't continue from where you left off when you unplugged it. You'll need to start a fresh pairing process. So as I mentioned in the previous frequently asked question, you'll just you'll remove all of the keys from your vehicle, make sure it's off, in park, doors closed, and start again. And you shouldn't have any problems. You can just keep trying that process again and again until you get it right. And it says if the vehicle won't start with the new or the old key after attempting to pair, that is some kind of an error that you run into, and their solution is just to give them a call over at that number, which again is on page 13. In this book, if you prefer to just reference their own chart, all of that information that I gave you on the activation codes and the dial position is listed right in here. For Jeep, that's page 6 and 7. So that's the whole process. As I mentioned, if you wanted, you could just keep going and pairing more keys to your vehicle, and this will continue to work with your vehicle, but it will not work with others. So I hope this video was easy enough to follow. I hope it helped you out, and I hope you saved a ton of money doing this process at home compared to doing it at the dealership. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.